about Fire Force. We gotta talk about the hottest anime out right now. We gotta talk about the thing that's burning everybody left, right, and center. It's burning more people than some diseases in the 70s. It's burning through people quicker. Oh no, I'm not saying that one. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was almost crazy. I was about to say burning people quicker than some Artesian art. Nope, 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 nope. Jokes don't always need to be said. Fire Force. All hail the mighty evangelist. Damn, I definitely messed that word up. The mightiest amongst us, for his taste in the waifus, for only he would choose the thickest and the sickest of them all to burn. This nigga had some of the baddest bitches, bro. The evangelist said, the best way to convince the world to burn itself is to find some bad hoes and have a bunch of niggas follow them. That's exactly what they did. We have Harume, objectively thick. We have the crazy pink haired girl, objectively thick. Now we got Gold, who's tall and thick. Now, Streets is saying she might be a little bit old, but if you think I got problem with dust on my Pop Tart, you're wrong. I'm gonna eat it anyways. It doesn't matter in this dojo. I loved this episode of Fire Force was beautiful in that it had the classic humor, it had the classic, gags of the eighth being all cheery and happy together, just ready to go body some people. It had the smoke. Shinra and Joker versus Burns was nothing but pure ore farming. They really traded blows like 2 times. Burns talked a little bit. Poor Captain Obi's tied up like in Passion of the Crisis. On Easter Sunday, got his arms dangling above his head. He can't see the fight. He just feels the flames. But Joker and Shinra's like, yo, we gotta end this fight now. Burns is just literally, for lack of a better term, burning up. He's just turning up, bro. He hit phase 2 and they barely have traded blows. But today's episode was not about Shinra and Joker versus Burns. That was just what's the word? Philosophical barb. That was just to remind us that what the evangelists want is they want the people of the world, of the white clad, to burn the world so that they can start anew and rebuild. And it's a blind faith following that when the world burns and it's built anew, whatever soul bidding is, that's what's gonna happen. They don't care what happens to them. They're just doing what they're supposed to be doing. In my opinion, I think they're terraforming the earth for these goddamn fire demons, these goddamn fire infernal super soldiers to come over, and we should not be doing their fucking will. Harume is literally in a basement screaming her face off, like somehow crying out like water tears to create their bodies. I don't quite understand what's going on down there, but I know enough to know when a demon's being born, bro. And that's literally what's happening. So you could sign me out of that Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, bro. Get me the fuck up out of there. But yeah, that's the real sauce that's happening in the background with Fire Force. I understand that the white clad don't care. I understand that they're all trying to follow the one true God, the will of Soul, or the evangelist, or whoever they believe is working in Soul's best interest. It's just a reminder. I just like that this episode, they went over it one more time what their plan was, just to remind you how asinine it sounds. And they're gonna be like, well, if you think that plan sounds asinine, what do you feel about regular religion? I'm not gonna talk about what anybody believes. I'm gonna let y'all believe what y'all want to believe. But I'm just saying, like, if religion says to destroy the world and trust that it's gonna be built anew after you, I don't know, man. Even in the known religions that I happen to know about, we were never the ones who destroyed the world. They told us what to do to survive or to make it to the next phase, like on some Squid Game shit. Yo, shout out to Noah and the Ark. I don't see this working out, but it is what it is. Um, I did like my favorite part of this episode though was the eighth versus Gold and their people. They busted through the wall. I love the joke. Gold's like, "This is the weird entry. There's no way they'll come this way. This is the most guarded wall that we have." And as soon as she said, "This is the most guarded wall that we have," this nigga lieutenant blew right through the wall. He was like, "Surprise, motherfucker!" And it's like, "We're here, son." And the running joke was like, they're like, "Wow, when you said that, it's almost like you knew they were gonna be here." And this was just like, "Oh well, whatever." And then she proceeded to drop a cold ass bar. She said, "For the likes of you, I'm merely enough." I don't know what her power is exactly, but it seems that she has ability to negate some pyrokinetics or some shit like that. So I look forward to her continued cooking. I gotta remember what team I'm on. I look forward to the eighth continuing to try to cook her ass because she deserves it. I'm not gonna lie though, her gimmick is fired. The way she talks, the way she says gold, The way she's all about her money, her moolah, investment. She like, yo, that's not enough in the portfolio. I gotta get more return before I make you a folio. I was like, bitch, what? That's kind of bars. But at the same time, like, are you gonna beat their ass or are you gonna rap? But at the end of the day, she's like, I'm enough to take y'all out. So I'm hella excited to see how that fight goes, or how the rest of that fight goes, and to see what's gonna happen with Burns, because I don't think Burns is on the evangelist side. I don't think he's with the Madola niggas, and I'm excited to see if we're right or if he's truly just for the birds now. I can see him being for the birds. Like, not everybody redeemable. Not everybody has like a secondary motive. Not everybody's really that deep. I feel like in this situation, I have a good read that Burns isn't as he appears. But I'm open to being wrong, and if he just ends up being trash and needs to get his ass beat, then let's run his fucking pockets. Like, I don't got that much attachment to him. Ooh, another thing I did like in the background, they show my shawty, Princess Hibanya, bro. She was in the background, discovering, realizing that she's been way more involved with this whole situation than she's ever could have imagined. She realizes the people around her have been lying to her. I think she's really having her Benimaru turn. Well, Benimaru, he doesn't need to have a turn, but I already know he's Team Shinra. And seeing him worry, I feel like he's gonna spring the action soon. But Princess Habana, her ass, she was really one of the ones on the fence because she is a legacy. She's been here. Her daddy did this, and then she picked it up after her daddy. So to see her turn, her twist will be a massive deal because I see her men under her and they seem loyal to her, but you never know. Her man's is asking, yo, girl, you know this ain't good. You got to stay out of this. And she's like, I don't know if I'm going to stay out of it. And he had just looked at her and I don't know what that look meant. So I look forward to their continued development on that side. I do fully expect the white clad to like not the empire to not have. I fully expect the grasp that the white clad has on the empire to not last for too long. There is far too many people that the Eighth have investigated and worked with and interacted with for this to really pass as it makes as like the white clad is our friends. I think they're gonna figure it out, and I think objectively we all know human combustion is not good. Burning the earth to terraform it for the arrival of God is not good, and we need to stop what the fuck the white clad's doing. I don't know. I don't know. Some people are like, oh, it's the will of soul, so let it be. I say, if it's the will of soul, what the fuck that got to do with me? But then again, I'm not a believer in the fire. I believe in the almighty Adola, not the evangelist, not mighty soul. I believe in the fire itself. All praise the Adola, baby. That's where I'm at with that. But yeah, y'all let me know below what y'all think, because that's one where it's I don't want to say it's complicated, but I feel like it's deeper than it looks. It warrants more discussion. That's how it's like that. Burning faster than a taco 12 pack from Taco Bell. Oh my god. Oh, don't say things like that. You gonna give me like PTSD, post terrible bubble guts. God damn. Kaching, yo, when she said Kaching, that shit was so fucking cute. I ain't gonna hold you. She said it's time to take out the trash and collect on that recycling. Kaching. I was like, damn, girl, what's with that shit in my ear? What we doing? Fire Force seems like it's gonna have a mind blowing episode any minute, just waiting for it. Honestly, I thought this one was gonna be it. I thought this episode was gonna be the whoa episode. What one thing I will say about this episode that disappointed me was the Joker and Shinra versus Burns fight was legitimately just aura farming. It was like Burns just turning up. Besides the first exchange of hands, they're just standing there talking to each other, trying to figure out the next move, and Burns is just like leveling up. And I see Shinra is like about to do his hand signs to turn the fuck up, which is cool and all. But I don't know if it's gonna be enough. Because even to this moment, I know Joker is strong. I know Joker got reflexes, and I know he pyrokinetic, but I don't know how he matches up with Burns. I just don't. Like Burns has sheer firepower, and he has his like basically like his flame aura that protects him. I don't know if Joker can cut through that. And then She-Ra gonna have to like try to like outspeed that shit. But I don't know, man. They gonna we gonna find out. We gonna see. But yeah, I thought this episode of Fire Force was gonna be the barn burner, but it's gonna have to be the next two. Cause look, I enjoy Fire Force. I don't have a problem with anything that's going on. But I already know in your last season, after a 4-year hiatus, yes, you have to remind people why we're watching, why we're fighting. But you need to get the boxing real soon, bro. You need to get the boxing real soon. Because as much as Fire Force is about mystery, as much as it is about the social political aspects going on, as much as it is about villains, Fire Force is also about boxing. We about that action in Fire Force. We don't run from no motherfucking fate, no matter how hard, how strong that opponent is. The 8th does not run from smoke, nigga. We Fire Force, nigga. We run. We see smoke, we run in. Matter of fact, we see smoke, nigga. We probably started the smoke. But that's just me, bro. Shino got that unlock from last season he hasn't used. Yo, honestly, that too. Ooh, that will be especially interesting to see how that shit plays out. Mr. Late Speed now. My man hitting those FTLs, boy. Ooh, shout out that brother Shin for showing him what's good. We need Benny Mario in it, bro. When this boy Benny Mario pulls up to this, whenever they happen to have him pull up, I'm gonna need the whole studio to be working on those scenes. I need my nigga to shine. I want to see these broomsticks of death come from every which direction and angle. I want to see everything. I want to see that shit burn, son. But yeah, comment down below. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Fire Force. How y'all feel about it? When do you think the barn burn is coming? All right, the last tip.
You wanna go? Oh, right, I'm really fucking shaking, bro.